Welcome back. Let's return to one of our leading stories. ANC Secretary General Mbalula on Thursday said the party was distancing itself from the corruption plaguing various government institutions. However, he also admitted that the African National Congress was infiltrated by criminal cartels. Let's expand further on this. I am joined by political analyst Sandile Swana. Mr. Swana, good to have you on the program this evening. I want to start with your general reaction. What does Mbalula's admission of criminal cartel infiltration in the ANC, what does it really signify at this point in the party's trajectory?
Oh, thank you so much, Nhlanhla, and good evening to your viewers. The statement on its own by Mbalula is worrying that the party has lost control of itself. As an example, if you were a owner of a business or a home and the authorities entered it, infiltrated it, you would then want to discover what means, through which channel did they come into the house, and what type of methods did they use, and how long did they remain there, and so on. So Mbalula does not even tell us how they identified that there are cartels that have infiltrated the ANC, which avenues did they use to enter the ANC, what methods did they use to stay in the ANC, what their motives are, and what do they get out of infiltrating the ANC, which are the choke points that can be used to stop this infiltration or stop them from accessing assets if they are assets that these people are seeking to access. So the statement by Mbalula is at best reckless, at worst ignorant.
You call it reckless, but do you believe this admission is a genuine turning point, or is it politically calculated, Mr. Swana, especially with Mbalula reportedly eyeing a leadership bid again?
The admission itself, in different guises, started with Nelson Mandela around 1985, admitting that criminals and unsuitable characters had penetrated the ANC and the state in 1995. That position has not been corrected. The position was not corrected even when one of their deployees and one of their most promising members, Jackie Silebi, was arrested for corruption after having been deployed to be the president of Interpol and National Commissioner of our police. That was never corrected. When Robert McBride identified that there are political gangster and political gangsterism going on in South Africa, and also operating through the police, through ANC deployees, and so on and so forth, the ANC did nothing. So this statement by Mbalula is old. Many ANC members have made this statement.
Mbalula repeatedly draws a line between the ANC and the individuals involved in corruption. Is this a credible distinction, given that these individuals were deployed by the ANC?
The ANC itself is a continuing criminal enterprise. The ANC is a registered organization, political party. It is a juristic person. It can only act through the executives, people who are, for instance, in the NEC. These people who are in the NEC have been characterized, I think correctly, by Bathabile Dlamini, that all of them have got Smallanyana skeletons. And there are many other reports emanating from very senior people in the ANC that signal that from branch level, regional level, provincial level, national level, everywhere where the ANC is at and where there's a structure of the ANC, there is corruption, there's gangsterism, there's murder, all these things are there. So it's difficult to identify the intentions of the ANC as a corporate, legally registered entity versus the intentions of its deployed members and the intentions of the criminal syndicates that run the ANC and run South Africa.
Considering the Zondo Commission's findings and how the Madlanga Commission is going so far, what does this say about the ANC's institutional ability to indeed self-correct, Mr. Swana?
We have long told the comrades, when they came up with this idea of self-correction and renewal, that it is beyond them, because the very people who stand up and say there's going to be renewal and self-correction are thoroughly corrupt. They are totally compromised. There is no thief who's going to run around catching other thieves who are also sharing the spoils with him in any event. On top of that, anybody who takes the task of saying he's correcting the ANC and getting rid of the thieves is going to be accused of factionalism because he has his own syndicates and criminal cartels that he belongs to. He can only use that to fight other criminal cartels so that he has a monopoly over the spoils of crime.
Yeah. Lifestyle audits are being touted as a solution, both within the ANC and for cabinet members. In your view, can these audits genuinely restore public trust, or are they just a political theater here?
Lifestyle audits have been promoted by the senior ANC members, including Ramaphosa himself, for a long time, and they've never yielded any results. In the same way that when you say to me you are not well, and somebody goes and gets you headache tablets without a diagnosis, we don't know what the diagnosis is of the ANC. How do these criminal cartels penetrate the ANC? How have they been known that they are indeed cartels and syndicates? How do we know that? Et cetera, et cetera. No systematic analysis has been presented to the public so that we can know that lifestyle audits are indeed a relevant factor in this matter. So it's an arbitrary statement, as I said earlier on, where the statement is not reckless, it is guided by ignorance.
As this movie continues to play out, Mr. Swana, the 2 billion rand Tembisa hospital looting is yet another blow. Is the ANC's response to this scandal, particularly its timing, a case of political damage control more than ethical outrage
here? I think to talk about ethical outrage, Mandela recognized in the 90s that a moral regeneration is needed, which means that the consciences of ANC leaders and related business leaders that work with the ANC had fainted or actually went into a coma. So the conscience itself is dead. So to talk about some ethical concern from the ANC when we know that the conscience is dead, it's an impossibility. It's a logical impossibility.
Mr. Swana, thank you so much for your sharp insights and candid analysis as well. It's quite clear that while the ANC's public admission is historic, the road to real reform is fraught with internal contradictions, political maneuvering, and these deep-seated structural issues. We will be watching quite closely to see whether these promises lead to prosecutions, policy shifts, or just another chapter in the party's complex legacy. And Mr. Swana giving us his analysis on Mbalula's remarks.